Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are cracking wide open the Cambridge Principal Examiner reports to help you completely master what can be a notoriously tricky area of the Mathematics 9709 AS and A-level syllabus. We're talking about the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of complex numbers. Think of yourself as the cricket captain out on the pitch. The examiner, well, they're the bowler throwing these complex number problems at you. You can't just swing your bat blindly and hope to hit a boundary. You need a strategy. You need to set your field, read the bowler, and strategically score your runs, which, in this case, are your marks. If you've been struggling to secure those top marks, or if you just want to understand exactly what the examiners are looking for behind the scenes, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the examiner's playbook step by step so you can approach your next paper with absolute, unshakable confidence.
Okay, let's dive right into the deep end with this crucial question. Why are complex numbers so widely misunderstood? It's kind of fascinating, right? Because despite this being such a foundational topic in the syllabus, examiners consistently report year after year that it is one of the most misunderstood areas by candidates. Why does this happen? Well, it's because students fall into the trap of focusing exclusively on the final math. They rush, sprinting to get that correct numerical answer at the bottom of the page, while completely neglecting the methodology that gets them there. They treat it like a simple, isolated arithmetic test. But as we'll see straight from the examiner reports, it is about so much more than just the final digit you write down.
Listen to this. Examiners explicitly state, and I quote, "Top-performing students exhibit connected, conceptual understanding transferable to unfamiliar contexts," end quote. What are they actually saying here? They are emphasizing loud and clear that your success heavily relies on structured reasoning. They don't just want to see that you've memorized isolated formulas for multiplying or dividing complex numbers. Anyone can memorize a formula. They want to see you build cross-topic connections. They are actively testing your conceptual architecture. They're looking for precise definitions, causal relationships, and how well you integrate this with other syllabus areas. If you can show them that connected understanding rather than just rote memorization, your marks are going to increase significantly.
To get you to that top-performing level, here is our masterclass roadmap for today. 1. Theoretical foundations. 2. The method mark strategy. 3. Systematic framework. 4. Critical analysis. And 5. Top examiner warnings. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Theoretical Foundations. When you're sitting in that exam hall, you have to understand that examiners are actually grading you on analytical depth over superficial breadth. It is absolutely not enough to just show that you know a little bit about a lot of things. The academic benchmarks for this 9079 syllabus require logical, structured reasoning. Examiners strictly prioritize analytical depth, and by that, they mean precise definitions, clear causal relationships, and a robust conceptual framework. They want that over just splashing a broad superficial array of math onto the page hoping something sticks. You literally have to prove the why and the how, not just the what. Oh, and before we move on to the next crucial strategy, subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Make sure you hit that button so you don't miss any of these insights. Moving right along to Section 2, the method mark strategy. So here is a really crucial point, maybe the most important mindset shift you can make. Marks are heavily awarded for the process itself, not just your final mathematical answer. You must strictly follow presentation conventions. Look at this table. Examiners require proper headings, correct terminology, appropriate formats, and crystal clear annotation. When you are interpreting data, extracting relationships from text and tables, or drawing evidence-based conclusions within complex numbers, your presentation needs to be flawless. If your data is systematically laid out exactly how examiners expect it, you capture those essential method marks, even if, heaven forbid, you make a minor arithmetic slip at the very end. The method marks are your safety net.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3. Systematic procedural framework.
I need you to memorize these 5 systematic processing steps right now. Seriously, write these down. Step 1, identify the key elements of the question. What is the bowler actually throwing at you? Step 2, apply the relevant principles and select your analytical framework. Step 3, execute your analysis with clear, unmistakable working. Show your work. Step 4, verify your results. Does this answer actually make sense? And Step 5, present the final information in the appropriate format using correct terminology. If you use this exact sequence to deconstruct every single exam question on complex number addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, you are going to efficiently secure maximum method marks. It literally takes the guesswork completely out of the equation. Okay, stop scrolling for just a second. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2 to 3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to at acetheexams_IGCS and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions.
All right, let's keep this momentum going into Section 4, Critical Analysis and Evaluation. To really break into those top score bands, candidates must consistently demonstrate evaluative thinking. This isn't just basic number crunching. This means they are actively questioning assumptions that are baked into the problem. They are considering different mathematical perspectives and, most importantly, justifying their decisions with concrete, undeniable evidence. If you are evaluating the quality of evidence in a complex numbers problem, you need to be able to identify the limitations of a given method, spot the assumptions that have been made, and explore alternative interpretations and how they might drastically affect your final conclusions. It's about showing the examiner your brain is fully engaged. Furthermore, when you're asked to conduct a comparative analysis, you absolutely must identify both similarities and differences. You can't just pick one side of the argument and run with it. You need to use comparative connectives, and you have to support every single comparison you make with concrete evidence. This is exactly how you draw logical, bulletproof conclusions about relative importance that an examiner simply cannot argue with. Finally, we reach Section 5, Top Examiner Warnings. First up is a major examiner alert. You need to pay attention to this one. Examiners note a highly frustrating and recurring issue with terminology confusion. Candidates are losing easy marks unnecessarily just because they are throwing around terms incorrectly. The fix for this? It's simple. Always explicitly define your key terms before you apply them in complex number proofs or extended responses. Doing this instantly clears up any ambiguity and signals directly to the examiner that you possess that deep, connected conceptual understanding we talked about at the very beginning of this explainer. Aside from terminology, here are the top 3 pitfalls that consistently drag down candidate scores year after year. Number 1, answers are just way too vague. Examiners aren't mind readers, folks. They want specific, rigorous mathematical details. Number 2, students completely forget to check their format and presentation conventions. Remember that method mark strategy we discussed? Clear annotations and proper formats are absolutely non-negotiable. And number 3, answers are not specific to the context given in the question. You cannot just copy-paste a generic, memorized response onto the paper. You have to adapt your mathematical knowledge to the specific, unique scenario sitting right in front of you.
So the ultimate takeaway here is crystal clear. A vague mathematical approach where you're just rushing to an answer, skipping your definitions, and completely ignoring the format is going to bleed marks. It's a guaranteed way to underperform. Conversely, the examiner-approved methodological approach, which is precise, logically structured, beautifully annotated, and conceptually connected, locks your marks in safely. It builds a fortress around your grade.
So I'll leave you with this final, provocative thought to really chew on the next time you sit down with a past paper. Are you just solving the math, or are you presenting your reasoning exactly how Cambridge examiners want to see it? Mastering the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of complex numbers isn't just about the final calculation. It requires a complete shift in your mindset. Strategically present your methodology, embrace the systematic framework, and you will completely transform your results. Students who implement these mathematic strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly videos. Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to at acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for mathematics and the biggest challenge you're facing right now. Our team actually responds to every single comment. Like and share this explainer with a study partner. Ace the Exams. Your Cambridge success starts here. Keep practicing that connected conceptual understanding, and we'll see you next time.